2017 Yamaha DT07 Street Tracker. Looking for inspiration? Something to hang on your wall, bedroom, garage, FB, that will allow your mind to wander to better things, better places, better times. The modern equivalent to that poster of the Bimota TC, Ducati 916, Ferrari F50, or Lamborghini Countach. If the sheer number of people who have come up to me and said, "I'd buy one in a heartbeat if Yamaha made it," is any indication, I truly believe this Jeff Palheggi Designs DT07 Street Tracker is that bike, the motorcycle that will inspire a new generation. And not just because of its crisp lines and purposeful stature, but for the experience it offers. If you recognize those crisp lines, that's because they come directly from the DT project. So special is that Yamaha wholeheartedly supported the build from the very beginning. They took it very seriously, Palheggi says. So much so that in the design phase, they gave us access to the race team's rear suspension data software. Keith McCarty, Racing Division Manager for Yamaha Motor Corporation, had the idea to build a modern dirt tracker using the road racing linkage because of what Öhlins could do with suspension and what they could make it do with this software. So we used it to design all the rear suspension. On the concept bike, we actually used the Superbike linkage and shock. Looking right and functioning properly are different things, of course, and that last part is where Palheggi struggled. As it turns out, it's difficult to get a bike running without the necessary parts. I had ordered the wiring harness needed to run all of the electronics, but apparently I was supposed to get a box of parts with it. Me and Roger, my wiring guy, spent something like 10 hours last Friday, and the thing just wouldn't run. I took it down to Yamaha and they told me, "You don't have any of the right stuff. This thing's never going to run." Good karma comes around, fortunately, as the end result was Yamaha taking off all the parts from one of its dirt track bikes and putting it on Palheggi's tracker. "We changed the injectors, all the sensors, everything," he admits. Other suggestions that this is basically a DT07 flat track bike with headlights? How about the custom-tuned airbox and dual air filter setup that's identical to the concept bikes, which Palheggi and Yamaha came up with after much dyno tuning to help it resonate properly, make maximum power, and fit in the limited space? The fully custom Graves titanium exhaust, factory race ECU, and beautiful billet aluminum oil pan, which replaced the square pan that guys racing FC07's engines had been grinding down on the track. Palheggi suggests that, with all this, his bike makes something between what a stock FC07 would make, 68 horsepower at the rear wheel, per the CW dyno, and a Yamaha-built race engine, which is claimed to make between 95 and 100 horsepower. And it weighs right around 300 pounds, Palheggi adds. If that sounds like a recipe for a good time, that's because it is. I mean, hell, the standard FC07, at 397 pounds wet, is already fun, nimble, and full of personality. Plus totally user-friendly. Riding Palheggi's Street Tracker though, now that is an experience. That user-friendly feeling of the FC07 is still there thanks to a smooth power delivery and surprisingly decent ergos. Palheggi admits foot peg placement was decided by the exhaust routing, but the bike feels 40% more willing to get you in trouble. The big wheels tires don't upset the handling like I thought they would, and the brakes are terrifyingly strong. The DT07 still feels predictable and stable at corner entry, without too much instability from that short length between wheel centers. And its stance and its look changed you. You're a different man on the Street Tracker. An inspired man. I asked Palheggi if he thinks we could see a lean and light, dirt track-inspired bike like it in Yamaha's, or anybody's, lineup one day. To which he replies, "It's an interesting thing, because nobody has really tried that. For a production model, you can't make a tracker with two-up seating position or storage." After a pause, he adds, "I think it's a matter of getting people psyched up enough. But then is it really workable? Engineers might look at what I've built and say, okay, well you did this wrong, you did that wrong, and we can't do it because of this." There are just so many dimensional challenges. And the motorcycle industry doesn't have the money to reinvent every single part of a bike when they want to make a new model. I'm more optimistic. I like to think there's a very serious contingent of consumers who jump at the opportunity to own a tracker and a manufacturer who, at some point in time, will realize the sales opportunity there. I'd also like to think that Yamaha specifically will use this experience with Pal Hedgie to make its official return to flat track racing. Then take the excitement it's created around the bike and build a replica for the street, not with custom chrome moly frame and single-piece body, but something that does its racebic and flat track as a sport justice. Until then, I'll suffice with a photo of Pal Hedgie's street tracker hung on my wall and wander off into sweet dreams of crushing a perfectly graded fire road on it. Because Street Tracker